Paul Doiron is one of Maine's most acclaimed writers of crime fiction. He is out with his 14th novel in the Mike Bowditch series. It's called Dead Man's Wake, and Paul Doiron is back with us on 207. Thank you for coming in. Good to have you as always.
It is always a pleasure, Rob.
Paul Doiron is who you are. Mike Bowditch is the protagonist of your series. He is an investigator for the Maine Game Warden Service. This book is set on Great Pond, in and around Great Pond in the Belgrade Lakes. Had you written about that region before?
No, and that's one reason why I wanted to set the book there. I try in each book to highlight a different part of Maine, because anybody who knows Maine knows that it's not all one thing.
It must have been fun, because that's a nice area, and you actually spent some time on one of the lakes in the Belgrade Lakes writing, didn't you?
I did, and I didn't know I was writing this book. Years and years ago, I was taking notes, and I was pike fishing, fly fishing, and it's difficult to catch a pike on a fly. I got one, and it was about the size of a ruler, but.
This is one of the things that I know is rewarding for you in writing this, is because you love Maine, you love the outdoors, you love the kinds of pursuits that game wardens are often involved in, fishing and hiking and so forth. If you weren't writing about Maine and writing about these kind of things, do you think you'd have been able to keep going at such a high level for this long? No. I mean, you know, this is fun for me. I wouldn't say that I would be doing it anyway, but you know, I'm constantly in the outdoors, and I'm constantly finding new stories and meeting Mainers. I love the authenticity of Maine people, and it's just so easy. It's my life now. What's the basic story? How does this one get going?
Mike and his on-again, off-again girlfriend Stacy are finally engaged. They're having a dinner party on Great Pond. They hear a thump out on the lake. They go out to investigate, and it's after dark, and what they find in the shallows is a severed human arm.
That'll keep you turning the pages if you're a reader, I think.
I hope so.
We have talked before about how, even though you're writing fiction, you always like to get the details right. And it's especially important because you have so many Maine readers who will nail you if you get things wrong. So I was looking at the acknowledgments that you have, or the author's note at the end of the book, and you mentioned a couple of the reference books that you relied on in the writing of this, one of which has the marvelous title of Boat Accident Reconstruction and Litigation. Sounds like some nice light reading. And the other one is called The Water's Edge, a manual for the underwater criminal investigator.
That one was a page turner. Let me tell you, I learned a lot about that very arcane branch of forensic investigation. It really was.
And this stuff really is helpful, and it makes its way into the story. Maybe not in a way that the reader would ever know, but in a way that you know, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole idea with research, is that it's just important to have enough of it so that you can write authoritatively without hammering the reader on the head.
You have a nice schedule. You write one book a year. It always comes out around this time. Did you ever think, when you turned to fiction after your career in journalism, magazine journalism, as the editor of Down East, did you ever think that you'd end up writing 14 novels?
I did not. I often wonder about my decision years and years ago to write about a Maine game warden and spend the rest of my life handcuffed to the warden service. But honestly, they're great people, and I really enjoy getting to know each and every one of them. So
it's really turned out to be a pair of golden handcuffs, because as we sort of alluded to earlier, if you were writing sort of, you know, gritty fiction that were set in, well, in Portland, for instance, that kind of thing, it would not be the kind of thing that is as creatively rewarding for you.
No, because I do want to be outside, you know, and I like to explore the state of Maine. It's just, it's something I'm going to be doing anyway, and to be able to, I think especially show Maine to people who are not, you know, in the state, have never visited the state, and have them write back to me and say, wow, I want to come. Now, I just hope it's not quite as dangerous as it is in your books.
There's a lot of mayhem in those books.
There is.
Paul Doiron, always a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rob.
Paul's latest book is Dead Man's Wake. It is in stores now. We've got more information on the book and on Paul in the 207 section of our website and app.